Good afternoon, everybody. This is Morten from INKISH. I have today another pleasure. I actually been busy today because I've been talking to a lot of really nice people, and this time I have the pleasure of talking to my good friend Michael Friis, who I met actually many years ago in a totally different role. But today we're going to talk about a lot of the interesting things that you work with, Michael. And I honestly don't know if I dare to introduce you what you do and what job you, because you work in a very public company, but in the same way also a very secret company, right? So who are you and what do you do and which company do you work for?
Yeah, hello, Morten. It's great to meet you. And I always remember the first encounter we had many years ago when I was still working at Online Printers. It was really nice and glad to
We had a good time, yeah, definitely, yeah.
We had a good time, exactly. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm leading Vistaprint Europe, and as leader of Vistaprint Europe, I'm also part of the global Vistaprint executive team. Leading Vistaprint.
Is it fun working for a company like Vistaprint?
It's big fun. Vistaprint is a really capable company with many competent team members, a lot of capabilities, and it's really great to work in really each area that we're active in at a very high level. And a lot of things to do, big levers as a global company. So it's really fun. It's really fun.
I mean, you mentioned yourself that you worked in a company like Online Printers. I guess that a company like Vistaprint, that was like one of the first that became like really large in online printing, but also with a range of products that even reached to the B2C segment of the market. I was just wondering, I mean, isn't Vistaprint still like the pivotal of online printing in the world?
I think there are many good companies in the world, but Vistaprint is certainly the biggest brand in the world in online printing. And as you said, it's really interesting that Vistaprint spans the world from the small business end of things to also a reasonable consumer business. And that's a very interesting combination. And knowing that I spent some time in a big player in the consumer world, had my time in online printers, more in the upload and print world, and bringing that together in Vistaprint, that's a really great combination of things.
As part of the management team in a company like Vistaprint, is there like the management cultures, are they very different when you get to that level, or is that very much the same? Because I mean, I guess that an operation with many physical locations and also many products that you need to serve on a daily basis, I guess there's a lot of, let's say, management that needs to take place. I was just wondering if it's if Vistaprint, just with that different level than compared to online printers, which is also like a big player in the market, is a huge difference in how these two companies is managed. I'm not talking whether it's better or worse. I'm just trying to understand if it's more or less the same or very different.
I think Vistaprint as a global company certainly has a bigger organization, and you have some more organizational structures to really keep everything together. Compared to other players, we are also doing quite a few things ourselves, especially in the area of software development, where other people may use standard tools that they can buy in the market. That drives capability and differentiation, but that also drives a certain organizational complexity. But overall, it serves as well. And what I find really interesting is that although Vistaprint is really a big company with more than 7,000 employees worldwide, we still have a strong entrepreneurial culture, and there's many things you can do and push forward. And we drive a lot of progress, which to me, as somebody who has come from smaller organizations previously, is really, or was, a positive insight to see how much we can do inside our company.
I must say that I'm amazed, because also I remember we were talking about the Online Print Symposium in a second, where you were speaking in April. I remember one of the first online print symposiums I attended. I think at that time, and correct me if I remember totally wrong, but I think I heard that it was like 25,000 packages were sent every day from just one location. And I was thinking, just before I started working for INKISH, I was working in a small printing company in Denmark. And I would say that if we had maybe, if I'm exaggerating a little bit, maybe 40, 50 pallets or, batches that were sent, it was a busy day, right? I mean, just the sheer volume of the operation doesn't it sometimes, don't you have to take yourself in the arm and just think about, wow, it's amazing that it is even possible to do such a kind of an operation.
Being part of an organization that does that every day certainly leads to you not being totally surprised that people are capable
Hopefully
of doing
not.
that. We know that we're capable of doing that and it works, but certainly it requires to think print from a completely different angle. So when traditional printing is about orders, is about individual inputs from customers and how to get that translated into a print job, into order papers, into an individualized process for this one job. The online print industry in general, and a company that does so many different orders per day as we do, that needs to be translated into great processes and great quality processes, in great stability of those processes, for really making sure that this engine is able to create all those individual products. Because if you divide those orders into individual products, then it's still many products and a reasonable amount of orders per product. But we don't have a factory for each individual product.
No.
Many products are coming from one or two central places. So you need to do that translation work, and we have a lot of engineers. We have great software that helps us control all of these processes. And then at the end, it's not so surprising, but it's something that when you start thinking about it, certainly makes you proud that the company and we as a team are capable of doing.
Vistaprint is just one of Simpress companies. Do you work together with the other Simpress companies as well, or is it very much tailored to each individual legal entity?
We cooperate because certainly each company has their strengths, and we try to leverage each other's strengths, and not only be good as the individual business units, but also create an overall advantage because we are Simpress and working together as Simpress. That has even grown over the last years, bringing together the different companies.
Can't help think about. I spoke to another person just a few days ago saying that we had the Corona crisis, we had the energy crisis, we had the inflation crisis. Now we have the new crisis. Whatever crisis we have, it seems that we are in a period of time where crisis seems to be more or less of a constant. And I was just wondering, with the business model of Vistaprint having, I guess that you have thousands of smaller accounts. I guess that also gives you a lot of, let's say, that you are not so fragile as if you had like 10 major accounts, right? Or how do you see that?
We certainly work for many small businesses, and thus we're less dependent on individual accounts or even individual industries, because we work for many different industries as small businesses. There are certainly big things like the ones you mentioned. So it's no secret that COVID had a big impact on the whole industry and on every industry, and so also on our company.
Yeah.
The energy prices also had
of course
impact.
We use energy, all of us, right?
That's a general thing. But overall, we certainly have a good balance in the way we approach the market, that we don't have this strong dependency on just one area of industry.
One of the things that we spoke about briefly before we turned on the recording was also that what you're talking about on the Online Print Symposium is the use of AI. I think that a lot of, let's say, layman like myself and consumers, they have seen um, AI as something new because it was like became really big with ChatGPT and things like that. But AI has of course been around for many more years because it's about machine learning and how to optimize process that. When you look at AI and how that influences, let's say, customer service and business processes and production and all those things in a company like Vistaprint, can you explain a little bit on how does it influence your company?
I think the overall offering becomes more and more complex, and we want to serve our customers in a more and more personalized way. And this personalization goes from how we advertise in Google to how we try to make them come back once they've ordered with us. And creating all this personalization is something that needs much more complexity, or that has much more complexity, and AI serves great tools, or provides for great tools to really make sure that we are able to use that complexity or serve that complexity to our customers' advantage and also to our advantage.
Mm.
And that
Is that
goes really through all the steps
mm.
in the value chain that you can imagine.
Is that like when you say that obviously you use AI? Is that like that you have integrated to some of the existing services, or does it go so far that you are making your own models, training with your own data, and using that kind of knowledge, or how is it, or is it specific parts of the, let's say, the value chain where you use AI?
So in many cases, we certainly want to train models on our own data. Because we want to have specific answers to our customers.
Would be nice, right?
Given our capabilities, given our products. So in many cases, we try to use specific models, or models that have additional knowledge about our world, because the answers shouldn't be generic answers. They should be answers specific to our business. But there are certainly areas where more generic models can be used. So in image processing, we have needs of what we want, but there you need to find the right models and need to apply them in the right.
And I guess that when you have a size like Vistaprint, it must be a huge advantage because you can have computer specialists, you can have programmers, you can have those type of resources that, of course, smaller companies can't do. Is that like a big part of a company like Vistaprint to have, let's say, internal resources that can integrate these different technologies into each other?
I would even go beyond Vistaprint. This is great to be part of a company like Cimpress, who has some core pillars that are developed at the Cimpress level, and where Cimpress serves all the companies that are part of the Cimpress family. And AI and the usage of AI for certain elements of our workflows, that's something that also comes from the Cimpress level, because at that level you have the highest order count, you have the most impact across the whole company. So it's at that level that those tools are not only developed, but quite a few are developed there, or the foundations are developed. They are then applied in the different businesses.
One of the things that I always find fascinating about Vistaprint is also, I mean, we don't operate in static markets. Everything is changing. You just mentioned AI as one example, and that is maybe more like a technology change. But the demands of what kind of products, a lot of companies, especially on a high level, is talking about this creators economy. Is that also something that you, on, let's say, on high level, I try to keep an eye on, and identifying, software that could be valuable to invest into, to acquire and be part of the Cimpress family, as well as where do the trends go in the future? I hope you get my question.
Certainly, speaking of a creator's economy, part of that is that more and more normal people try to be part of a personalized experience and try to personalize their products. That can be very consumery, that they personalize their environment, that can be small business that they want to offer a very specialized tea, for example. They mix their own tea. They want to offer a very, very special tea. They need labels for that. They need bags for that. They need boxes to ship it. All of that is something that you couldn't think of 10, 15 years ago, because they wouldn't have been capable of selling this highly differentiated product, but they also wouldn't have been able to create it in a really high quality way. And with everything that we are now offering, they're really able to get to a really high level that is comparable to what big brands could also create and propose to their customers.
Michael, Online Print Symposium, I know it's not your first time there. So how many times have you attended?
I would say I have been at every single one since the start.
Wow.
So I may have missed one, but I think I have participated in all of them.
So it's colleagues, it's friends, but is it also inspiration and business?
It's just the meeting ground where once a year you can meet everyone. And I'm really glad that over the last years, it has become a European event where you find European players from all over the place who come together. And it's great to learn new things, find new partners. There's no better place to talk within the industry and about the industry than the Online Print Symposium.
And I would say that when I spoke to Bernd a little bit earlier today, we spoke about, for example, this, what's it called, the Hoodly-Hood, where yeah, precisely, yeah, sorry, yeah, where you see a young company that has, let's say, pushed the boundaries a little bit on personalization again. Does that also make you think, we should have done that, or we should go that next time and find something, or is it just like, or I mean, you get my point, is that inspiration. I can tell you that when I go to some of these conferences, I sometimes go home and say, oh, I wish I could do that and that and that and that, and just get inspiration and do things, and that you cannot do everything, right? But is that something that, I mean, when you've been at so many, is that something where you're still like, oh, we should have done that at that time? Or
I find it always impressive to see how new companies are coming up, as you say, who are pushing the boundaries, who are thinking personalization, mass customization, customer focus, and also AI from a new angle, and get to new solutions. Sometimes you certainly think, oh, that could have been our idea. But I think it's not about being jealous, but it's about being inspired, and it's about being partners of great companies. So I think not every of the great ideas serves a partnership, but in many cases you can partner up, and we have great reach. We have millions of customers, and if somebody has a great idea, that may be a great combination to work together.
So when we learn, and I say we learn from all the speakers and the startups and the new business models, what is it that an old dog like you can bring to the table as very experienced in the industry and with coming from a large company? Can you still inspire the audience also to say, that was smart?
I hope I can. And then you need to make interviews with other people to get honest feedback.
But I guess that I think that Bernd has always been very good at identifying people that are very good at speaking at the topics of the conferences, right? So I guess that the first screening is already done, right?
Yes. So I'm really glad that I made the first screening, and I'm looking forward to the Online Print Symposium as well as keynote speaker, as participant. It will be a great 2 days that we spend together.
Fantastic. Michael Fries from Vista Print, thank you very much for being part of this little INKISH introduction, both to Vista Print yourself and, of course, the Online Print Symposium that takes place April 3rd and 4th in wonderful Munich. So have a wonderful event in Munich, and thank you for being here.
Thanks, Martin, and see you at Munich.
Bye.
Bye.